These dudes are very similar in the rankings, but when you're looking at decision props, you're looking at Fluffy Hernandez. When you're looking at knockout props, you're looking at Michel Pereira. How about that plus 185 submission on Anthony Hernandez right there? That's where everybody's looking. You would think that that's being hammered specifically because of, I mean, that's what he does, man. He breaks them down, he submits people. But is that price a little, is there enough value on plus 185 sub for Hernandez given the opponent, is my question.
Given the opponents, the caveat that I want to touch on, Derek, and no, I don't think it is. I expected this to be the submission prop for Hernandez. I expected that to be a plus 200, plus 300 something in there because Pereira is very, very skilled on the ground. I think what's lulling people into this bet right here, or at least the odds makers putting it at this, is the fact that Pereira doesn't really use or doesn't exhaust his ground game going into fights, man. This guy's looking to put on a show. So I don't think Hernandez is going to be able to get the submission on Pereira.
Do you think he'll be able to take him down in the first couple of rounds?
First couple of rounds? I don't think so, Derek. I mean, the explosiveness and the speed that Pereira presents and being able to just jump back and forth, right, cut the cage off, those kind of things I think are going to give Hernandez problems. And that in combination with the striking he has, it's just a whole big puzzle for Hernandez to figure out before he feels comfortable enough to get to those hips.
And it's interesting, right? Because if you look at Hernandez's last fight, he submitted Roman Kopylov. Man, that's a big-time win. And you're thinking, oh, he could take him down. He could take Pereira down. But interesting stat. I'm just going to throw it out here. You give me your opinion on this one, or just give me your take. Michel Pereira, he's been taken down one time in 11 UFC fights. Just one single time. However, Anthony Hernandez has landed 25 takedowns in his last 5 fights in the UFC right there. So when you have an immovable force versus like a indestructible object, whatever the phrase, I know I butchered that terribly, folks, but something's got to give. Somebody's going to get taken down or somebody's going to get stuffed right here. I just have a feeling when it comes down to a matchup like this, frame is really important until the later rounds. But I'm not sure if we're going to make it far enough to be able to see the Rodolfo Vieira fight all over again. So without going in circles about it right here, with the binary pick, who do you favor, even though the clash of styles are what they are? Who do you favor in this matchup inherently?
Inherently, man, I favor Pereira. I do think he presents the intangibles and is going to be able to find the moments in the fight that are going to change the tide.
Over under on backflips by Pereira to knee your opponent, a downed opponent, just like, and get away with it. It happened last fight in the Ihor Poteria fight. Over under, what is it?
Oh, man. I mean, to be safe, I'm going 1, but I'm taking the over on that, brother. I'm expecting him to hit 2, maybe 3 even. This guy's a wild man.
Believe it or not, I'm going to go under 1 on this one. I think he avoids all of that. He's a smart man. I don't think he plays that game with Anthony Hernandez because once he gets his leg around you, wraps that body triangle, it's a wrap. But the big plays that we need to make note of here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it up on the big screen as always, but I know the over 2.5 rounds right here is plus 110, minus 140 for under 2.5 rounds. So this is a little bit different. For the prop block that I had, I was talking 1.5 rounds, but this is a 2.5er. What do you got? Over under?
That's a hard one, Derek. And I think the over favors Hernandez, the under favors Pereira. I do think this is going to be a very challenging fight, right? Both fighters are very, very skilled. I kind of like the over, but I still think Pereira is going to be able to get it done, man.
I got a gut feeling, man. My gut feeling tells me that the over is where we need to play. I think this fight extends out a little bit longer. I still favor Michel Pereira, and that's what I got for the matchup, man. Power, the ability to be explosive, and the finishing nature of Michel Pereira. When he touches you, it's a little bit different. You saw Anthony Hernandez, man. He'll punch into a takedown. Watch out for the knees. That's all that I'll say. You got anything else on this one?
Watch out for the knees. Watch out for the back flips, the spinning kicks. No, you got a lot of stuff on the plate. Folks, tune in because this is going to be a very, very fun fight.
All right, should be a fun one. That is your main event right there. Lock it in, folks. That's a consensus pick.